Let's get Rockbusters rolling.
I should just, if people aren't familiar with Rockbusters, then someone has actually sent in one of their own to test Karl. They've used, I think, the same principle that Karl has, which is, you know, utterly random.
Yeah.
As you said before, you know, really just try and think of something that he might be thinking of.
Sure.
So, I'm gonna, I mean, she's done it quite coherently, but I'm wondering if I should sort of say it more as Karl might say it, you know, just slightly less.
More different every time.
Yeah, slightly less coherent. So, Karl, this is one for you, alright?
Go on.
You know, it's Sunday morning. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm in bed, but a lot of sleep. You know, but like Hollyoaks is on the omnibus. I'm just watching that. You know, I go and make a lovely cup of tea. You know, I'm in the bed with Suzanne, aren't I, having a cup of tea?
What's going on there?
Just watching the telly and that. But hang on, I haven't got anything to dunk in me in my tea. I haven't got anything to dunk in my tea, have I? You know what I mean? I haven't got anything to dunk in there. I'm just having, you know, what am I doing?
Is it LB?
It's LR.
Oh.
LR. So, have a think about that one, Karl.
I think I know it.
Yeah.
Do you?
Go for it.
Go on.
Is it Lionel Richie?
It is Lionel Richie. What's your logic?
Sort of Lionel, and it's like...
No rich tea. No rich tea.
Yeah.
No biscuits, no rich tea. No rich tea. Lionel Rich tea. Lionel Richie. It works. It's just as coherent as one of yours. What's that?
We've done one a little bit like it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I cannot believe you got it.
That's a taster.
I cannot believe you got it.
I might not have got it without the initials, but that's why we chucked them in, just to help you along.
So what have you got for us this
so
week?
we've got three of them.
Oh, by the way, don't bother calling in Kate Bush, because Karl doesn't want to answer the phones. He says Kate Bush is not going to call, so it's all going to be nutters, so we apologise. He's got one thing to do. He didn't even get the sound right, because someone was complaining about they couldn't hear Steve. He's got to do Monkey News, which is always twaddle, and he won't even answer the phones now, so I don't know why he gets paid. He takes off Mondays, because he works Saturdays. He gets paid for Saturdays. He takes 5 weeks holiday a year.
Not off Mondays anymore.
And he moans.
Not off Mondays.
Wow.
What
Right,
have you got for us?
Right then, the first one. There's a vehicle that sells kebabs. Right? There's a vehicle that sells kebabs. Initial D. Right? D.
Great.
Right? We worked that one out?
Of course I haven't.
Right, the second one. You're asked if you want that bit of the egg.
You what?
You're asked if you want that bit of the egg.
Yeah.
You think about it, but we sort of decide against it.
And again?
What's going on there? You're asked if you want that bit of the egg. You think about it, but you go, no, I don't go against it. Right?
I've got it. Is it initials W or Y O?
Yeah.
Got it.
Right, so...
Okay.
That one works.
Right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And the last one, I don't think this burger will catch on.
I don't think this burger will catch on.
Yeah, and the letter there is M. So you just text or email in with the answers and win some stuff. What have we got?
We got some prizes. We got another box set of the League of Gentlemen.
This is instant gratification, but you go into a draw for something bigger. So what have we got today?
Yeah, well, today this is what you're taking home today. You've got the League of Gentlemen, the complete collection on DVD. That's worth having, definitely. We've got Catterick, which is the current Vic and Bob show on BBC Two, which is good. The Aviator, the award-winning Leonardo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese biopic, and once again Ladder 49.
We're giving that away again, are we?
Yeah. Apparently we got.
Did we get a job lot of those?
We got loads of them. We got boxes of them.
Yeah. Excellent. So
email in if you just want a copy of Ladder 49. I'm sure we could dig one out for you.
yeah. Or phone in, because Karl does not answer the phones. But it's what they're waiting for. It's the Rockbusters answers.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, give us the clue. Give us the answer.
Right then. First one.
Oh, yeah, because we haven't got long for Monkey News.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. First one. There's a vehicle over there that's
It's changed.
selling kebabs.
Oh, it's changed. Go on.
Initial D.
Yeah, where's it?
That was Donovan.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That
Good.
works.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Second
That's a
one.
real clue.
Well, they got it, like they always do, so they're always real clues. Second one. You're asked if you want that bit of the egg, right? You think about it, then you decide against it.
I think I know this one. What was the initial again?
Y-O.
Is this, John Lennon's, wife, Yolk Ono?
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was her name, Yoko Ono, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Yoko No.
That was-
It was Yoko No.
No, you've got it wrong. You're thinking about it. You're asked if you want a bit of the egg.
Yeah.
You go, yolk. You think about it. Oh no.
Oh, so you say it twice, you stutter. So
No,
it's
no,
Yolk,
no.
Yolk, oh no.
No, you didn't
No, her
wrong.
name's Yoko, oh no, though.
Yeah, Yoko
Yeah.
Ono. Listen to the clue again.
Okay, no.
Listen to the clue.
So what you say is, do you want this bit of the egg? Oh, the other bit, no. Yolk, oh no.
That's
Yolk,
right.
oh no. Yolk, oh no. Yolk, no. Oh, Yolk. Yeah, go on, brilliant. Yeah, okay, yeah, Yoko, no, yeah, go on. Yeah. Next, yeah.
And the last one was, I don't think this burger will catch on. That was, initial M.
Yeah.
McFly. Right? So, there's your 3 clues.
What's
There's your
that?
3
It
answers.
won't catch on.
Well, who'd want to eat that? You know what I mean? It's like a Mac burger or whatever. Mac chicken. McFly. Don't want one. Put it back. I'll have a chicken. Right? So who's got the 3 then?
Well done to Ian Shillham from Mansfield, who's got all those answers right amazingly. He wins all those great prizes, including.
Sexist. Joe Jackson, different for
Well,
girls.
he's not in the charts anymore.
I can't believe it.
Unbelievable. You were talking about renting an office. I'm a little bit intimidated because I'm just at the moment thinking about trying to buy a flat or something because I'm just tired of pissing money down the drain. Everywhere.
I know. Yeah.
And but I'm really petrified. I've put it off because I'm really gullible. When I'm confronted with anyone in a suit who sort of knows what they're talking about, they can sell me anything. I'm intimidated. It's like, you know, you're supposed to go in there and you're supposed to sort of act like you're the guy with the money, this is what I want, this is what no. But I go in there and it's like I'm afraid they're going to say, clear off, I don't want to sell you a house. I'm not interested.
Have you ever thought of, like, really putting on sort of like some sort of cool air? Like, sort of like kicking the door and going, what's that? Is it like, you'd be found out in 30 seconds, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
You'd go in there, you'd stub your toe, and they go, what do you keep like off your toe,
Exactly, yeah.
Brilliant.
Just tapping the walls.
Yeah, tapping the wall. What's the rates on? What rates? I don't know.
Well, do you remember, I don't know if I told you before, I wanted to buy a laptop computer, and everyone said, go up Tottenham Court Road, and I was reading, like, magazines and stuff, they were saying haggle, make sure you haggle, make sure you're planning to haggle, get the best deal you can. And I found a shop which was selling the computer I wanted, and I went in there, and I had this whole plan in my mind of what was going to happen. He was going to say, like, it's worth this. I'm going to go, well, look, I can get it cheaper here, I want to buy it from you, I'm going to haggle, and off I went. So I went in the shop, and I said, yeah, looking for this, interested in this Toshiba. How much is it? He went, oh, it's 1,500 quid. I went, sure. Okay. I said, I'll give you 1,300. He went, it's 1,500. And I said, sure, but I'm willing to give you 1,300. He went, 1,500. And I was done already because he hadn't even begun to haggle. And I was assuming he'd at least go 1,400 and we could start, but nothing. So now I was screwed. My whole plan went out the window.
Yeah. What did you do? Just leave?
No, I said to him, the thing is, I can get this computer cheaper down the road, but, you know, I like what you're providing me, I like your service. I've had good stuff about you. It was amazing. I said, I've heard good stuff about you. And he went, I said, seriously, I can walk down the street, I can buy it there for cheap, for like 1,400. And he went, well, see you later then. And I was like, right. So I walked out the place. I said, well, I'm going to have to leave then. And I walked out the place, and, of course I wanted to get it from there, because it was still the cheapest, so I had to walk back in again. I went, yeah. I've just had some second thoughts. Listen, I'll tell you what, I'll pay the 1,500, can I get a free carry case? He went, the carry case is free anyway. I said, I'll take it.
Carry case is free
I got
anyway.
nothing.
No, but how much would you charge for that if it was on sale? Carry case a tenner. Well, let's just say it is a tenner. Give it to me for free. And he went, no, it's a tenner. And you went, well, you said it was free a minute.
Yeah. Oh, it's just pathetic.
That is lovely.
It's having to walk out making a big statement and then come back in again.
Oh dear.
So I'm really scared. I feel like I need someone to come with me and do all the talking. You know what they're talking about. Because I'm not going to be able to tell if there's subsidence or if there's damp or...
No, but you don't do that.
Don't I? Is that not my
No,
responsibility?
you get a survey done.
Sure.
And they charge for that, and then yeah, you don't have to go around doing it yourself.
Right. Could I make a saving if I did it myself?
Yeah, this should be alright.
Yeah.
There's a hole in the wall, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's a hole in the wall?
Put some newspaper
in
over that.
Chaucer's day, that was the toilet. That'd be fine. Carl, you're a second-time buyer, aren't you?
Yeah. Bought one in Manchester. Lost £7,000 on that one.
Well, don't buy in Manchester.
No, it's a good flat, it's just it wasn't... I didn't buy it to sort of make money, I thought I was going to be living there, like, all my life. And then a job came up here, and it was like, oh...
You bought your first flat in Manchester, you assumed you would be living there for the rest of your life.
Well, I wasn't in a rush to get
Play
it.
record, you're an idiot.
Hang on a minute. So have you got a property portfolio? Have you got the 2 houses now?
No, I've got rid of that one.
Oh, you sold that one?
Got this flat.
£7,000
Got
loss.
this flat. I'll tell you something that is interesting.
Hold on, though.
What?
£7,000 lost. It's a flat in Manchester, but it could only cost about £8 anyway.
Right, Steve, something they do now, right, they've got to do by law when you're buying, right? I was looking at one in London, right? It's haunted. They've got to tell you now.
Right, don't talk shit.
I'm telling you
Play
now.
a record.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah. There's no such thing as ghosts. That is ridiculous if that appears on a legal document.
Right, if there's anyone who sells flats and that, does that for a living.
Yeah.
Right, email in, because I'm telling you now, that is a fact. She sort of dropped it in. I said, oh, you know, nice feel there. And she said, yeah, well, that'll be the ghost. Just dropped it in, that's all they've got to do. And then I was like, what? And they went, oh, yeah.
That's what I've got to do, is it? So that's the legal thing. Did you drop it in? So in court you go, did you drop it in? Yeah, I dropped it in. Play a record, you're an idiot.
This is love in Italy.
That's David Gray, and this is love, if you're in love. I hope it lasts. It's only January. What you got for us,
I just
Steve?
thought we ought to maybe go through some of the emails. I mean, I don't want to query the calibre of some of the emails we get sent on this show, but, here's a typical one, Rick.
Go on.
There's no name, it's just from Glicko, that's his email address. It's just a question to you, Rick. Did I see you walking around Marylebone High Street last Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean-
I was in Marylebone High Street last Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, but did you see Glicko?
I didn't see Glicks. I didn't see the Glickster, but,
Alright, this is one from M. Ricky, what do you think of Richard Bacon's show? I can't decide if he's better than you.
nor can I.
Any thoughts?
Nor can I can't help her out on that one.
Sure.
That's a really personal thing. She's got to dig deep. She's got to look at both of us. She's got to find out what she likes.
Yeah.
And then whether I provide more of that than Baker's.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Baker Foyle's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put myself up against him, so I can't have it. Next, Steve, next.
Well, there's a lot of emails last week, which were saying how much they enjoyed the Christmas specials. Thank you very much for that. That's very flattering of you.
Cheers.
There was also a couple. There was one. It was a guy. I'm sorry that I think I might have deleted it. But I should have sent a reply, because there was a guy from Canada saying if there any chance you're around in March, whether you could pop in and have a surprise birthday dinner for his wife.
Oh, God, why do you keep that?
I know, sorry
Well,
about that.
I can't bloody go now, can I, you idiot? Okay.
I don't. I really apologise for that.
Yeah.
There's also, this is interesting, this is more for Karl, really. It sounds unlikely.
Is it from a doctor saying you're an idiot?
We've got plenty of those, I tend to delete them. because
Okay,
they're
alright,
so common.
yeah. Look at his face.
No, it just says, you know, don't like to complain, but I won the film competition about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and I haven't
Ooh.
received my prizes.
Oh dear, that's all Carl has to do
That's
on
what I
the
was
show.
thinking.
We provide the chat, the records, the light entertainment. I mean, the
glamour.
Strokes of comedy genius. All Carl has to do is send out the prizes and say there was a monkey that was a bank robber at 5 to 3.
Yeah. What's your
Karl.
excuse, Karl?
Do you remember her winning? I've got all.
What, are you calling her a liar?
Well, I am, because I don't remember ever seeing.
Right, he's calling her a liar.
So, Joanne Ogden, you're claiming, is just making this up. She sent this in on a whim, trying to fool us and get some cheap tat.
Well,
I don't believe that. I don't believe anyone would lie to try and get knowing me, knowing you on VHS. I really don't.
well, I'll look in the records, because we keep all the details, so. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, one of you's in the wrong, and do you know what? Knowing you, Karl, I don't think it's Joanne.
No.
Has anyone else ever emailed in saying they haven't got the,
Loads of
like a
them.
trap? No, they haven't. They haven't.
Well,
Well,
they-
yeah, but one mistake's one too far, because that's one person. So, you know, you might send out 30, but that one person, that's the first time they've won a competition. They want the history of wind, narrated by Donald McIntyre on VHS.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Stephen King's It on Betamax.
yeah. No, sometimes they want the best of Primal Scream on a cassette.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Got to make sure you're sending these prizes out. Final email from Andy. He says, the webcam is pointing at the ceiling. Is it because the air conditioning vent is more exciting than what happens on the show?
Let's put that down
I
now.
think that's absolutely right.
Hold on a minute. Now, just, if someone... Is that good?
People love the webcam. I don't know what they're interested in, because all I get is a picture of Karl's big head.
It's not a big, it's just round.
Yeah.
Oh.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Karl, I'd like you to play the next tune. I got sent a little cheeky, primer for The Cure's Join the Dots. It's B-sides and rarities, lots of stuff from them, from all over the ages. And it's amazing how good their B-sides are. Here's one of them playing.
Yeah. Stones, Radiohead off the Benz album. I mean, might be my favourite album of all time.
You said it before, yeah. I can't say I've ever really got into it. I remember when it came out, it was just so ubiquitous everywhere, I never really bothered listening
I can still listen to it every day. I mean, that might be sad, I don't know, but it's a fantastic album.
Yeah.
On XFM 104.9, just practicing for when we
Talk about music.
talk more about music than maybe monkeys and people born without knobs, baby. Carl, any other thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to tell you any more educating stuff yet.
You're going to tease me with that, are you?
Leave you with, it nearly died.
Yeah.
And get a load of this court case, right? But I want you thinking about...
Yeah, thinking about it, yeah, just getting my juices ready.
Think about that.
Yeah, like an aperitif, yeah, sure.
But, I've just educated you,
Yeah.
right? And I watched The Office Christmas stuff on, last Sunday.
Do you like to
First
enjoy
time.
it?
I think it was good.
Good.
I think it was good.
Thank you
it was
very
up there with one of my favourites. The second one's good.
Yeah, okay, your second one, there's more the paybacks in the second one, the first one's more set up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'd have thought people would like the second one more.
Yeah.
So that's nice. That's a nice critique. Thank you, Carl.
But there was something in it you did about cavemen.
Cavemen?
You said something about, it was a fact about cavemen, and you sort of only half did it. You didn't give the full information, like...
What?
Like I do in that. You just...
Where was it? What bit was it?
It was the bit when you were talking about getting a woman, I think, or you were talking about breasts or...
Oh, the one when I said the reason women have cleavage is it reminds men of buttocks, because when we were cavemen we used to do you from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the blind date, yeah.
Is that a joke, or...?
Well, I was hoping it was funny. We would... Oh, you mean... no, I don't know. Yeah, I think I did... I think cleavage is meant to represent... In a sort of Desmond Morris pop sort of anthropology type way, I think I've seen that before, that cleavage represents buttocks. And I imagine, you know, cavemen probably did do it from behind. I don't know what you want to know, Carl, really. It's in a sitcom, it wasn't a documentary.
It looked like one.
Yeah. Brilliantly directed to look like one, I'll give you that.
No, but what you're saying, so blokes like...
Yeah, I think cleavage is represented like buttocks, because obviously buttocks were much more of a sexual organ, evolutionarily speaking. Breasts were to actually bring up to suckle young, but and were a sign of sexual maturity, so you're ready to mate. But whereas Carl, I'm not an anthropologist, mate. I'm struggling here. What do you need to know?
But
yeah, I imagine that the cleavage reminds you of an arse.
Right, well, if it's all about arse, why don't gays like a little bit of tit? No, do you know what I mean?
You've done me! So the question put to us today on XFM 104.9, please call me that, is, if it's all about arse, then why don't gays like a little bit of tit?
I was worried
If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tit? If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tits? Just call in with your... Thanks very much for tuning in. This has been Children's TV. If it's all about arse, why don't gays like tit?
It's soon been an hour and a quarter before we got round to gays, so it's good to see they've made an appearance.
If it's all about arse, why don't gays like a bit of tit? Is the question. What a brilliant question. Well, if you're an anthropologist or a psychologist, a doctor, a gay, please call in. If it's all about arse, this is the question.
I'm not convinced by this whole, cleavage looks like an arse, that's
No,
why
not Steve, nor am I. It's a bit of mock anthropology. I didn't think it would be under scrutiny.
I think it's more likely that the reason men find cleavage attractive is because they know there's a lovely pair of bristles down there.
Yeah, so
And
look
it's
at
like,
cleavage, they
ooh,
go,
here we are.
if that's what's on show...
Exactly, imagine what's down
If
below.
that's in the front window, right, what's you got
I'm
to
gonna
go
go
into the shop? Oh, dear! The Coral, Bill Mackay on XFM 104.9. If it's all about arses, Steve, why don't gays like a bit of tit?
I think there might be a lecture on that at the Royal Institute tonight. I'm not sure.
It's Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, I think he's given it a...
Brilliant.
Tell you something else, though, that's about cavemen and that,
Yeah.
right?
Not really, go on.
Do you know,
I love the idea of a little gay fella. He's Pulled a bird. He's just all he's done is focused on the cleavage, and he's gone. That's a lovely ass. Right. He's got a back. Right. Pulls the dress down. No. Where's the ass? I've been gone. There's boobs. Boobs. I hate them. They're my worst. No. Right. Sorry, Carl.
Cavemen and that.
Yeah. Back to it. Doesn't drop a beat, does he?
Do you know, like, when you get a bit scared, and, and the hairs on your back and that sort of go up?
Well, I haven't got a particularly hairy back, but go on.
No, but on your neck or whatever,
yeah.
On your head.
Do you know...
Not on your face, but sure.
Do you know where that comes from? Do you know why that happens?
Why it happens?
Yeah.
To look more fierce.
Yeah.
Probably residue of, like, the erectile tissue with the, you know, would make you look aped, and that would make you look slightly bigger, your outline bigger. Is that the answer?
Yeah, just cavemen in front of dinosaurs and that, they sort of went, oh. And then...
Well, it wasn't cavemen in front of dinosaurs, was it? Because cavemen weren't alive when dinosaurs were alive.
There was a couple knocking about.
Right, okay, fair enough.
There was a crossover point, surely.
Not dinosaurs like you're
15 million. Was the probably the Ice Age. There were still big reptiles.
I think it's fairly common knowledge that the dinosaurs did not exist.
Well, who gave the dinosaurs a name?
Well, no. Well, no.
Who gave the dinosaurs the names?
He's using cavemen as any genus of Homo. I know he's thinking of the Flintstones, but I'm giving him like, an instep into evolution here. But,
I should just point out, you know cavemen didn't have cars which they motored by running along the street.
And they didn't mix cement in pelicans.
You're aware of that?
Go on, Carl.
Badly Drawn Boy, Silent Sign on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. You can do your own.
Oh, right, okay, my name's Steve Merchant.
Yeah, Carl.
I'm Carl.
Yeah, exactly.
You've not lost interest, have you, Rick?
No, of course I haven't.
Okay. Go on.
It's silly to, I've said it once, I was a bit bored with just saying your names.
Okay.
I don't mind saying mine, because I'm sort of interested in that.
Yeah, sure.
But the other ones are sort of more of a chore. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing in it for me.
Yes, there's no actual
I'd rather not mention either of you.
Okay.
So, if you want to do it, from now on.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, obviously still got plenty to come. We've obviously got some great music, Rick, and that's
well, I've got, a bit of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Actually, an album you introduced me to, and I'm gonna play, Into My Arms.
Looking forward
and
to
you
that.
know how beautiful that song is.
That's true enough.
Yeah.
But, I was talking about this little bit of acting I was doing yesterday, and, not wishing to be disrespectful to anyone that was involved, but there was, obviously some extras or supporting artists, as I believe they're known, and, you know, all good, lovely people, really putting the effort in, doing good work and everything, but there's just one guy I was stood next to, and, you know, he's quite a tall guy, not quite as tall as me, but tall guy, you know, quite a good looking bloke or whatever, and, I just sat there, and he obviously gets quite boring, because there's a lot of just hanging around and people waiting and stuff, fixing lights. I just stood next to him, and he just went, oh, he was looking for something to say to me, obviously, and he went, looking forward to the new Guns N' Roses album? And I went, I didn't realise there was one on the way, actually. He went, yeah, obviously they, Slash won't be in it, because obviously Slash is no longer with them, but, bloody hell, Sweet Child of Mine, one of my favourites, just started singing some of the songs. I went, okay, great. He
Without
went,
irony, I
absolutely
assume.
without irony. He was just wanting to get onto a discussion of Guns N' Roses, but I'll tell you this, he did not look like a rocker in any way. He looked like a bloke who would work in sort of an accountancy, agency, or Barclays, behind the counter, something like that. Very well scrubbed, well groomed.
I was saying, there's nothing wrong with Barclays or the people who work therein.
That's true enough.
Okay.
So he goes, yeah, I mean, I got into them with Appetite for Destruction, the classic first album, but I even, you know, I enjoyed the Spaghetti Incident as well. I mean, I like all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, right, okay. And he goes, I said to him, have you ever seen them live or anything? He went, I have not seen them live, no, but I was lucky enough to be at Donington, Monsters of Rock, and, Slash's Snake Pit was playing, which was Slash's solo effort.
Yeah.
And he went, I've never been to, those live gigs before, and, I was down in the mosh pit. Oh, man, I was down there, and I'll tell you this, have you been in the mosh pit? I went, oh, no, oh, it's crazy down there, it's wild. A guy threw a punch at me, I punched him, knocked him straight out, he knocked me out, so this fight went off, oh, it was amazing. I went, you're gonna go back? He went, no, I won't, because once you've done something like that, you can never repeat the experience, you know, I mean, everyone there was dressed in black. I think I was the only guy wearing a white t-shirt. I was like, okay, I could just imagine him tucked in as well.
That's why I attacked him. Exactly. It's like ants.
Yeah.
They
Slash himself, so
yeah, there's a termite in the nest.
Exactly.
And they just turned on him.
But anyway, so I'm going, okay, so do you go to gigs often? He went, no, I don't think I'm ever gonna go to another rock gig. And I said to him, why? And he went, I don't think any gig I go to will be able to top the experience of seeing UB40 live. And do you know what I mean? And I almost did what you did.
That's why I've never seen him live, because I don't want to end my life.
But I almost
There'd be no
laughed.
point
I
then.
thought it was a joke. I thought he was making a joke, and I was about to laugh, and I realised he was deadly serious, and I went...
UB40.
Oh, good were they? He went absolutely blinding. One of the most incredible live experiences I've ever seen.
I imagine. Did they
remarkable.
do songs in a sort of mock reggae style?
Apparently
for
they
2
did.
hours.
And then he began to
Excellent.
tell me which of his favourite... He went, I don't know if... I said, have they done anything recently or brought anything out? He went, I don't think they're going to be able to top, those classic albums, Bag o' Riddim and Rat in the Kitchen.
I remember once when I went to sign on, okay, and I don't know what year it was, must have been like 1979 or something, and I left school, and tell me if I'm wrong if it wasn't out then, but this bloke was at the back with sort of like a ghetto blaster, and he was playing 1 in 10.
Right.
Obviously making a point, he was in the dole office.
Yeah.
Everyone ignored him, and when it finished playing, he turned it down. And he took a number and queued.
The days when they were a protest.
When was that? What year was that? What year did someone can pinpoint that for me. Phone in 08700 800 1234. I know it had just come out.
But what was amazing is when he said that about UB40 being the best live experience you've ever seen, it was one of those moments where you thought, I never thought I'd hear someone say that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I can't understand what kind of person you are. I suddenly realised at that moment there was such a chasm between us.
Is there anyone out there whose favourite band is UB40? Red Wine, maybe? UB40, yeah. Oh, they're a great bunch of blokes though. You see them, they crack me up when I see them interviewed. They're really funny. But, once you've heard one, that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I imagine. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm a Philistine.
Maybe there's some hidden depths to them that we don't understand. Maybe some great tracks that you could point out if you're a big fan.
Well, I'm never gonna go and see him because, why, why sort of like top your experiences?
Exactly.
You know?
Because you're never gonna better it.
When I know I'm definitely dying, I'm gonna go,
you'll summon them to play for you.
Get me UB40.
Get me Labour of Love live.
Do Right in the Kitchen. Now.
This is a little bit of a treat that I thought I would charm you with, Rick. From The Cure's Greatest Hits. This was this double CD that they brought out recently, including 18 acoustic versions of their greatest hits.
Yeah.
And this is the acoustic version.
What have you gone for?
I've gone for, glad you've asked, Just Like Heaven.
Wise choice. You've got to do the balloons before then as well. You've got to send you up in a balloon. Maybe you can send you up in a balloon and you come straight down into a big jar.
Yeah.
And they put
a giant cork in straight away.
yeah, and there's a big cheer.
I'll tell you what we could do. We could set you adrift like Robinson Crusoe set the ball and see where you end up.
If you find me, yeah. Oh, you might go to an uninhabited island or something.
I'll tell you something I learnt in the week.
Go on.
Just reminded me there about going up in the air.
Go on.
Right, if cars could drive up, it only take an hour to get into space.
Which is great.
Going how fast?
About 50 miles an hour.
You just made that up, didn't you? You just guessed that. You just guessed it. You just said about 50.
Yeah,
see, this is what worries me. If you have a son or a daughter, age 50, he's going to be out in the street with a ramp pointing into the sky.
Dad, how long do elephants live? About 1,000 years. 1,000 or something.
I wouldn't say.
Dad, how much can an ant lift? About a quarter of a kilogram, probably. About 2 bags of sugar.
If you guess, it's not fact.
Yeah. Just because you thought it, that doesn't make it a fact. Does anyone know how long it'd take a car going 50 miles an hour?
People are phoning in about anything now, Rick.
Yeah.
We asked them to phone in about the jar thing. Switchboard lit up. It's crazy. You asked them to phone in about, like, you know, something sensible, like Che Guevara, or, you know, the life of Winston Churchill. There's nothing.
That is really a demographic sort of snapshot of our fans.
Our audience.
Ask them about a dead baby without a brain.
Oh, yeah.
And they're reaching for their phones. They don't mind what their bill is that much.
We ask them for, you know, I don't know, great quotes or something from the great philosophers. Nothing.
They're just
ask them where to buy, meths cheap. Straight on the phone.
Oh, do you know the quotes that Ricky gave me last week and I turned them down?
Yeah.
I got home, girlfriend had a go at me.
They don't know you turned him down. What you know is that he said he didn't want to take the book at the end of the show, so I'm not taking it, it's too difficult. I'm gonna go and get a nice one, and go on, carry on.
So I went home, and Suzanne said, where's the book? She was really looking forward to having a look at it. I said, oh, I gave it him back, I wasn't up for that. And yet, last week I was ill and stuff, I wasn't in the mood for learning. So I'm not having it. She goes, this is where you went wrong at school.
Oh.
She said, this is exactly where you went wrong. She said, you know, you liked infants. You liked, you know, your colouring in and your painting stuff. She said, but as soon as it gets to the heavy stuff, you just, you know, you're like a horse with its blinkers on.
Yeah.
So you just shut yourself away. So I said, no, I could have done it if I wanted to. So anyway, we went and bought a quotations book, so I have got some quotes.
Yeah, what's the quotation book you bought? So I was asking him to, read Keats and Wilde, Wordsworth, Shakespeare. What did you buy?
It's quotes with, like, Eric and Ernie and that in it. No, but it's still quotes.
They're still quotes,
The Sesame Street book of quotes. Brilliant.
That's
They're still valid. No, it's a starting place.
Oh.
It's a starting point.
Okay.
Well, we'll have some quotes.
We'll have some of that after
We've got a
yeah.
lot more to get through before
We've got a bit of New Order.
Bit of New Order.
Excellent. New Order, here to stay. On XFM 104.9. Someone, I love our listeners, I really do, right? Someone just called in and said it's about putting, he went, hello? Karl answers the phones. I said, hello? He went, hello? He said, yeah, about putting Karl in a big jar, and Karl went, go on. And the bloke went, well then you could call him Karl Pilkington. And he went, thanks. I love the bothering. I like Karl Pilkington. That's lovely. That's so sweet. He spent 50p to tell you that, and you were worried. You just saw you going up in a balloon and landing in a jar again, didn't you? What have you gone through yet? You've had nothing but good feedback from this show now, and now you're just getting all worried, aren't you? Heat magazine say you're a genius. You've got your picture in that Extracts magazine with a little round head. You have Jaffa cakes. I gave him a £5 the other week to buy biscuits. He's having the time of his life. This is his best day. This must be your best 2 hours of the week.
I enjoy it, yeah. It's alright sometimes.
Yeah? What's better regular than this for you? What's a better 2 hours a week? Sleep doesn't count.
Actually, you're probably right, it might be this.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or, that 24 thing's good.
Alright.
Like that. I'm
Probably
not
worth
excited.
mentioning.
Suzanne.
Yeah, your girlfriend.
Yeah, well that goes without saying, doesn't it?
Oh, he's
You know
done
what I
it. He's
mean?
pulled it round. He's pulled it round. He's a charmer.
If you could come in and sit in the corner, then yeah, it would be the best time ever.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
Oh.
She's not even in London at the moment.
Oh, well, so what
I
you
didn't
want
even
then?
have to say that.
You
Yeah.
have to say it, and you did anyway.
Yeah. That's lovely.
She might be listening, so.
Yeah, it's Sky Digital, and there's always that. There's always
that danger.
Yeah. Anyway, Steve, over to you.
I just was wondering, because I've had an exciting week, relatively speaking, Rick, because
Yeah.
instead of just spending it all with you,
Yeah.
sat in a little room, as is our way,
Yeah.
I've been doing some acting this week, as you know.
I know.
And I don't normally act, but I, basically there's some people at the BBC who are making a comedy pilot, kind of comedy TV show. And, you know, and I auditioned for it, and the role was to play a sort of freaky looking, sort of lanky geek, you know, and I don't want to say...
How did you beat off
I don't want to sound arrogant, Rick, but they gave me the job on the spot. You know, so it was like, you know, obviously I'm, you know, because I'm not a bad actor, I'm not as good as Rick, but I'm, you know,
What is it? What is it?
I play a really tall guy, like a sort of...
That's the part though, isn't it? About, you've got a
I'm a character who's 6'7" tall, and I'm trying to win the world's tallest man.
That's it, yeah.
But there's always a man that beats me every year because he's slightly taller. But this year, I think for some reason, because I've been training, I can beat him.
That's the
And
conceit.
Sally Phillips, I don't know if you know Sally Phillips, she's a very good comedy writer and actress, and she's written it. So it was good fun, and so we went down there, and it was good and everything. It was, you know, a little trailer and everything. It was like the proper deal. It was really good. And the problem was yesterday, I had to dance. One of the sequences had me dancing. Now, as you know, I think I'm a pretty groovy dancer. I'm a bit of a mover.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you this, Rick.
Do you have anyone's eye out with your elbow?
I have come to some serious realizations about my dancing.
Really?
I was moving around like a Shire horse dancing.
Really?
It was terrible. I was just like quick, and they had this choreographer trying to show me some moves, and it was just...
He was just like crying by the end of it.
It was
They were, yeah.
It was so bad, but the worst thing about it is, today, my whole body is ravaged with pain and agony. I'm utterly devastated by the agony of it. Trying to get down the stairs this morning, I swear to God, I looked like Thor Hurd. Trying to hobble that. It was mad. I was like I'd had several hip replacements. I was like, I had to go down at an angle, going down the stairs. It was ludicrous, and I was really worried. Suddenly I'm thinking, because I thought I was pretty fit and pretty groovy and everything. And I had been discussing with, this mate of mine, my housemate, that we should maybe start doing some exercise, because I'm putting on a little bit of weight, right? He's quite a thin, tall guy. He has a belly. I don't know how to summarise it. Have you ever seen the film Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Really?
It's like grotesque. So the two of us, so we decided that we were going to do some exercise together, right? This is what we're going to do. Each morning we were going to get up, we were going to exercise together.
That won't happen.
Right, well, no, but wait, Rick. You see, you're wrong, because a couple of days ago I said to him, listen, what we should do is get one of those, like, health videos, you know, those kind of training videos, what they called, like, I don't know, they might have an aerobics thing, or a sort of hour-long workout. And I said to him, get one of the ones that's hosted by, like,
Pauline Quirk.
Elle Macpherson or Cindy Crawford, you know, someone like that, someone sexy, right? So, I swear to God, we went down this morning, we put it on, right? Just want you to picture this scene, right? It's me and my mate in our shorts, right? 9 o'clock in the morning, working out.
You didn't actually do it.
To Helen from Big Brother's video, right? It was the cheapest one, Steve, you told me. Thanks very much, mate.
We saw that advertised as well.
Working out, right? And the two of us in our shorts, she's there, like, you know, she's the closest there is to a living Homer Simpson, right? Shouting out stuff. I just wanted to be reassured, Rick. There's nothing gay about that, is there? There's nothing a touch kind of fruity about that image.
No, I mean, the ones you'd avoid would be sort of Liza Minnelli, workout.
Cher.
Graham Norton, obviously.
Yeah. Del Winton.
Gay Byrne.
Right, sure.
He's not gay.
No.
But, I mean, the name's a little bit gay, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think Helen from Big Brother, you're probably safe. Who else? I don't know what else to tell you, really.
But I mean, because I know you've got a personal trainer, I'm obviously not in that kind of stakes, there's kind of stakes at the moment, I don't have that kind of cash.
No.
But, you know, I'm obviously quite excited. What have I got to look forward to? Do I go through a pain barrier?
My trainer, Pink Eric, we call him.
Yeah.
No, I sort of box a little bit.
But what I'm saying is, do you go through a pain barrier?
No, I stopped way before that.
Right.
And I sit down and have a beer.
Right.
There's no point in going through pain, because it'd just put you off.
Sure.
So, if you know, start feeling any sort of pain, or any, breathlessness, or any aches, sit down immediately.
Now, is it right that he's worked out a special routine for you where you don't have to get up?
Yeah, well, he actually said, I remember the first, I got my food diary, and he was looking at it, and I could see he sort of feared it. He feared taking on this challenge. And this is a true quote. At one point, he said, right, okay, cut cheese down to 5 times a week then. I must have haggled from 4. Cheese down to 5 times a week. And it's sort of like, I'm my own worst enemy. Because if I cut out cheese and beer, I would just lose weight. Like, it would drop off me in a month. So what I'm doing, I'm fighting it all the time. I haven't changed my sort of eating and drinking habits, but I now work out 3 times a week. And it's an uphill struggle, Steve.
Yeah, of course.
It's just,
so you're just keeping it an even keel.
I know, well, yeah. So I can live longer to eat more cheese and beer.
Do you exercise, Carl? Do you do any exercise whatsoever?
I used to go to a gym in town, but it wasn't the sort of, the hard work of doing the, you know, the stuff. It was just like, it was like 60 quid a month.
Yeah.
I thought, well,
crazy, isn't it?
That's not good. So I just got out of my way to sort of walk everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Instead of jumping on a bus, like a nice day like today, walk into work. Or, you know, run up the stairs.
You're skinny, though.
Do you run up the stairs?
What?
You're really skinny, though.
No, but I do eat a lot of, like, crappy food, so I reckon, I mean, what did they say? When you get to 30, it all just... You go mental, don't you?
Yeah, they say that, play record. That's the philosophers, isn't it? When you get to 30, you go mental.
No,
oh, Descartes.
Yeah, I think so,
no.
Play record.
Better Bowie?
Oh, yeah, I brought this in. You'll love this, Steve. Oh, you know this, I think, I'm sure. This is, a great Bowie track off Aladdin Sane, one of my favourite albums. And this is Lady Grinning Soul. It's beautiful.
And that's called A Man Inside My Mouth, which was the B-side to Close to Me. There's nothing amusing about that, Rex. I don't know why you're laughing.
Wow.
It's called A Man Inside My Mouth.
Don't know.
And that's fine.
Yeah, it's like, you know, this, like, you know, the little man inside your head.
Yeah. You know,
Man
if
inside
a
your
man
mouth.
wants to be inside anyone's mouth, that's good, you know, good luck to him. Yes.
But,
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I agree.
Yeah.
Carl, do you agree with that?
What man in your head? What does that mean?
Brilliant, isn't it?
Extraordinary.
He
Look at
doesn't
his
even
face.
understand schoolboy carry-on innuendo.
Amazing.
I know the fact that the play on words is too farthing. What does he mean on site erection? What? What do you mean dumplings? Huh?
You're a fan of The Simpsons. You know
Yeah.
that character in The Simpsons, the, gap-toothed yokel?
Yeah.
If I look at Carl when he's
Cletus.
perplexed, Cletus.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very to me, it's the kind of cliche comic book thing of having a mouth wide open to suggest formlessness. Oh. It's amazing.
Or an accommodating come on.
Yes. Absolutely.
Carl. That little man inside your head, it's what, you know, that people use it as your conscience, don't they?
Alright.
Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah.
No?
No.
No? Okay.
I was, Rick, I was watching Moonraker. It was on, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar you are with the James Bond films.
I don't think I've ever watched a Bond film from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I've never watched one on DVD, and I've never gone to cinema to watch one, and I'm not usually in on Easter Saturday.
Exactly.
Honestly.
The thing about James Bond, when I was younger, I thought he was amazing. I just thought he was the ultimate cool, sophisticated hero. Do you know what I mean? My dream as a kid, like when I say kid, I mean a teenager, was to come home, which invariably he did. He'd come back to his hotel suite, he'd open the door, there'd be a trail of clothes, and he'd follow it, he'd go into the bedroom, there'd be a beautiful woman in the bed, you know.
You'd have said, clean up, mate. What are you doing? You're messy. I'm gonna have to get my mum to clean all this up now.
Mum,
she's got a bad
there's a
back.
nudie lady in my bed. But, and as I say, I used to think he was really cool and sophisticated, and it's only of late that I've sort of revisited these films, and I'll tell you what, it's his jokes.
Oh!
He is the most
his sense of humour.
infuriating man ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know why people in the films consider him so... I mean, I think the reason that women in the films are always being seduced by him is because, if you notice, they've normally got English as a second language.
Right.
So they don't understand. So when he's making those jokes...
So they don't know when he goes, just keeping the British end up.
Yeah, I'm just attempting re-entry.
Yeah.
If I was a British woman, she'd be going, what? What are you talking
don't
about?
say
you
that. That
dirty
sounds
bastard?"
awful, and it's a terrible
It's so
poem. Roger.
lewd, what am I?
Yeah, what am I? Yeah.
one where he-
And they just laugh
And they
politely.
just laugh coquettishly and then, you know, unzip their dress normally.
Yeah.
But some of the guys, there was one where he's being chased by a guy in a moped or something, and the guy plummets off a cliff and smashes through a van which is full of feathers, and he plummets to his death, and Bond just says, all those feathers, and he still couldn't fly. What are you talking about? What do you mean it's not a joke? It's just words. There was one where in Moonraker, he punches this guy, he's having a fight, he punches him through a plate glass window, and he lands on a piano, and Bond goes, play it again, Sam. And there's the one, I remember there's the one in one of the early films where he throws a guy in a bath and electrocutes him by throwing in a thing, and then he goes absolutely shocking. But I'm just thinking, you just killed a man.
I know.
You're
well,
a psychopath.
Yeah.
And it's just so excruciating. If someone was doing those kind of jokes in the office, you would hate them. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to talk to them, they'd be a bore.
I know, yeah, everything's a little one-liner, I know, and everything's a pun.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, he's a bloody good secret agency.
That's true.
So, you know, they're not hired for their, wit and, stand-up ability.
Exactly.
So, you know, there's swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
I doubt Johnny Vegas could, save the world.
That's true enough, yeah.
So, think on, different people, different needs. Thorns and No Blue Sky, off their album of last year, which is probably my favourite album of the year. I've started getting into that sort of like music, more serious thing in case we do it.
I mean, I don't know, from that comment, maybe we should do some preparation.
Pre-record it.
Yeah.
So we can sort of like cut all the ums and ahs and
Like that
me,
sentence
and me
there.
sort of like eating a sandwich while it's on, singing along, tapping a little bit.
Yeah.
I won't lay down like this either. We'll get me a chair that I can sort of be upright so I can enunciate.
You weren't in the room, were you, when Carl was singing along to Oliver's Army?
No.
It was a joy. Checkpoint Charlie. Oliver's Army. No idea.
Oh, bless him.
No, it was
Rockbusters, well on the way. Any right answers yet, Carl?
I'll just check. Let's see, we got one email.
One email?
No.
No, because they probably don't make sense.
Yeah, no responses whatsoever.
There's some on the text and that.
Really?
83 XFM if you want to do it on the old,
Speak up, Carl.
We're on the radio.
Steve, no, we're on the radio, yeah, we're live.
Just letting you know, do it on the text if you want. Send it in on the text.
Well, what is it? Say it!
83 XFM.
Right.
Right?
What's the email address again?
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Are you tired today, Carl? Are you just bored, or...?
Oh, I'm alright, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, well, no, I just wanted to mention to you, I went to a pub near my house recently. I found out that there was a pool hall. So you could join, like a pool club there. And I love pool. I like to think myself as looking a little bit like Paul Newman in The Hustler when I'm shooting pool.
Yeah.
And I went down there, and I went with my flatmate, and it's quite a seedy pub in many respects. There's a lot of weird people in there, like alcoholics, and...
Why did they go there?
Strange, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it? Yeah. Go on.
And, very, very odd people. And, so he's a little bit nervous, and he said, I'm a bit worried, because there's a lot of kind of, there's people from the estate, the nearby council estate,
Yeah.
For want of a better word, scum. you know, and, so he's a bit edgy, and, bizarrely, because I so wanted to play pool, I said to him, he went, I'm a bit scared about going in. I went, don't worry, you're with me.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I don't know what that means. They're going to think, oh, wait a minute, the 6-foot guy with the lanky guy with the glasses, you're not going to mess with him.
You go there, they take your glasses off and you go, I've lost.
Exactly.
That's it, I'm out of here.
This is why I've never got into a fight, because if my glasses are gone, I'm screwed. That's the first thing
you're really short-sighted, aren't you?
I'd be absolutely done for.
And are you nervous are you sort of like nervous without them?
You know, whenever you see like a kind of action film or whatever, or maybe like a horror film,
the nerd loses
glasses and he's travelling around on the floor.
Is that you?
Is it? Coming behind him. That's me.
Really?
Yeah, done for. Absolutely done for.
What did you do when you were at school when you had to play tennis or football or rugby or something?
Kept them on.
That's dangerous.
Well, of course it is. That's why I was never, as good at rugby as I probably could have been. You know, because of course you can. How can you play rugby with glasses on? I'm in the scrum going, careful! Your boots! Hello!
Yeah. Never mind me nads.
Exactly.
Watch my glasses!
But, so I went in there, because I used to do judo when I was very young.
Well, that's impossible.
But this is ludicrous.
That must go falling off.
Oh, of course.
What about gaffer tape? Just sort of like round.
Yeah. Well,
so
I bought something like a kind of a sports strap to keep them on, and it just pushed them right into my eyes. I could barely see. I was always blinded. But I swear, when I used to go to judo, I'm sure that the other kids were being taught, right, just knock Steve's glasses off. Knock his glasses off, you can get him.
Dear.
And so I'm always a bit edgy about fights, but for some reason I felt super confident going in there. I was like, swaggered in, and into the pool hall. And it's one of those places you've got to sort of knock. It's like a speakeasy. You've got to knock, and they open the door, and you come in.
Yeah.
And I'm in there, and my
one of those things you slide, like a little letterbox, you slide over. You knock, up. You put your face down, you just knocked your glasses off.
Exactly. And so I went in there, and in a way, my flatmate was justified in being a little bit edgy, because the conversation we could overhear, the table next to us, we were playing pool, the guy next to us was going, yeah, of course, the bloody police. Spent Boxing Day in the Nick. Absolute nightmare.
You're getting nervous.
So I was getting a little bit edgy, because I didn't know, but then I thought, they don't mess with their own. We're almost like gangsters ourselves, because we're there in the lion's den, do you know what I mean? We'll probably be fine. So then, there's just an old guy serving at the bar, in his 50s, and some guys go over to the jukebox, some young kids, they're just hanging out in the pool hall, they're pretty cool. They put some money in the jukebox, and in first track, Coldplay. Fine, I'm thinking that's nice, I'm playing pool. Second track, hardcore German techno. and they put in about 50 quid's worth, it seemed, because it just went on.
Oh,
really thumping, kind of like GABA stuff. Old guy at the bar, just nodding his head, cleaning the glass.
Yeah.
So into this...
Piano player, furious.
Exactly. Into this comes, like, what appear to be a family of holidaymakers with kids. So they've entered this, like, seedy pool hall. We've got, the Cray twins playing pool next to me. They come in, the German techno's glaring. They come in, and there's, like, kids, and they've got the baby in one of those little pouches, and they they sit down, and, the weirdest thing was one of the guys, the uncle, let's say, of the he picked up the kid, and he was about to put the baby down in a chair, and I thought, hang on, that's quite a hard-backed chair. And as he did it, the baby's head just went and hit the back of the chair, and just flipped back and hit the back of the chair, because he just lumped it down in the
God!
thing. And it started screaming, it crying, and the teenagers were rocking to that, they loved it. And he came over, and it was transparent what had happened, and the mum was going, what's happened? The baby's crying. And he went, I don't know what happened. And I wanted to lean over and go, you lying swine! You know what happened? You just hit his head. I wanted to go, just take her aside and say, never let him handle your baby again.
No, the head was wobbling around, he put it on that heavy, I could see it come in.
I don't know, who knows, he might turn out like Karl now.
That's a point.
But what do you do in those situations? Do you...
Well, I'm assuming by the way you're taking it lightly, the baby wasn't hurt in any way, just made his... Well then...
But it was still a bit...
You keep out of it, don't you? What are you going to do? Call the authorities and go, it was in?
Yeah. But, I don't know, I don't want to name the place in case I get knifed.
I imagine you trying to swagger it when you overheard him talk on the neck. I imagine you know me, yeah, pigs. Sorry? Yeah, I ate the pigs as well. No, I'm a lawyer. I was down there. Oh yeah, sure. Oh dear.
But, so, I'll be going back there. I feel like I'm...
That's it. I mean, I've told you before, Steve, stay away from working class people and bad men in trainers. Because, you hang around with ne'er-do-wells and you're going to get your glasses knocked off.
That's true.
Aerodynamic on XFM 104.9. It's alright. It was alright.
Uneventful, wasn't it?
Really? Sort of like I left a sequencer going.
Yeah, popped out for a coffee.
Yeah. I don't want to diss the funny little French lads.
Sure.
But, you know.
Try harder.
Are they French?
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
Sorry.
Do you speak much French, Rick?
I speak un peu. Yeah.
I can ask, where is the Tourist Information Bureau? And, I can express my preference in music tastes, and I can order an Orangina, and that's all I can do.
I know, Bière, blonde, Pression, I think. That means, draft, yeah, French.
To Emily Music Folk?
Oh. That's filthy. So that means, Carl.
No, go on.
Really dirty. Really dirty.
To Emily Music Folk.
Yeah, you dirty. you filthy little
Frenchy. Alright.
But,
do you know much French, Carl?
Have you got any fromage?
That'd work.
That's cheese or fish.
It's cheese. It's cheese.
Would you not care which one you were given? You like both?
I think
that's a whole different kettle of poisson.
Yeah. I just think when you're in a country, you should have a little go.
Well,
that's a very little go.
Yeah. You mean like football hooligans have a little go? What do you mean?
You know, try and have a go at their their language. And
well, what I do is I go in there and I point and talk a bit louder than usual in perfect English, and if they don't get it, I go mental.
Exactly.
Securing the fact that I've tried my best and they're having a laugh.
And that is the prerogative of all Englishmen.
Or just point.
Point and shout.
Yeah, point and shout. Don't forget, you know, because you can never be foreign if you're English anywhere. No, they're speaking funny. Just remember that. Yeah?
Yeah.
God save us. Sorry, go on then. You were going to say something else.
Yeah. That picture you were showing me.
Yeah.
I wish we could post one on the website of Carl. Remember we won an award ages ago. What was it called? The British Radio Authority Award.
Yeah.
And, we made Carl get in the picture, and he was a bit reticent, but it came out nice. But his head is perfectly circular. I put a coin on it, and only the ears popped out from behind the coin. Isn't it perfectly round, isn't it?
I mean, when you've been saying I've got a round head, I was a bit like, yeah, everyone has. Stop having a go.
Yeah.
And then I saw this picture last week. I thought, God, he's right.
Can't we just pop it on the XOM website?
I'd rather not.
I'll go on, just get someone...
Have you seen that man in a jar without a brain?
Sorry, you have to, is that something, is that a product you can buy? in like, Sainsbury's?
Is it a dream you had yesterday? You wondered if you could, yes, hello, could you make my dream into reality, please? Oh, we can't actually, sir. In, plastic would be good.
Sorry, what do you mean?
In the future, you'll be able to download your dreams and then just, like, act them out again, probably in the year 2000 or something.
Soothsayer.
No, there's some museum somewhere.
Yeah.
That's got this little fella who was born without a brain, and he's in a jar, and it's just like he's got a really round head.
Right.
And when I saw this picture, I thought, God, it just reminded me of this little fella in a jar.
Hold on, what do you mean he's born without a brain?
He was born without a brain.
So it's a baby?
It's not a little fella.
Yeah, but it's weird.
Do you know the difference? Do you have conversations with, like, people in prams thinking that fella's little and he doesn't talk much?
Yeah.
You know babies aren't, like, little people.
Well, maybe...
Well, they are little people, but I mean, they're not very small adults. They're not like midgets.
They don't do a job of work, is what we're saying.
Yeah, you're very, no. What do you mean?
I didn't read about it, I just saw the picture. And
this is where you're going wrong, Carl. This is always your mistake. You see the picture, you don't read the little caption.
But what do you mean? How do you
guess at what you think the meaning is.
But how did you know he didn't have a brain?
He said something like the brainless man.
Yeah, but people say that about you. It doesn't mean you haven't got a spinal cord.
I bet somebody's seen it and knows what I mean. It's a famous picture.
Right, call in 08700 800 1234. Once again, you win a prize if you can tell us what Carl is talking about. Just in general. It's an ongoing competition. We're trying to find some CDs to anyone who knows what Carl is talking about. Stereophonics, Vegas, 2 times. Well, we've had calls confirming that there was indeed, a fetus, or a stillborn child.
A pickled baby.
A pickled baby. No wonder it died. Born without a brain. But everyone has, you know, pointed out that it wasn't a little fella.
It certainly wasn't a little fella.
No.
Well, because it had been in the jar for a long time, I think it had aged a bit.
What are you basing that on?
You do carry on growing, yeah. Yeah.
Well, your ears and your nose.
Your ears and your nose. And your eyes don't grow, so, you could probably, yeah.
I'll dig it out for you.
Yeah.
Imagine if, like, there was an experiment where they were raising a child just based on the information that we said on the radio. What kind of a person
It was like
would they
download,
be?
yeah, and it
What kind of
just,
information would they
and
have?
it took everything literally.
Exactly.
And I think, yeah, there's no irony or, it was just.
They just, everything we said they assumed was fact. Everything that Carl said.
And
they
any
assumed was fact.
any question it had about the world, it could only ask Carl.
Exactly.
And it was
See, now,
his-
this worries me because without wishing to be disrespectful in any way, Carl, you know I think you're the best man on earth. When you have a child, we could be in a situation a bit like that. Do you know, is it a concern for you, do you think, that, like, when your son's growing up, or your daughter, and they're asking you questions, you're conscious, I mean, you yourself have admitted that
I'd just say-
you have a sphere of knowledge which you are an expert on.
Ask your mother.
You'd say ask your mother.
That's good.
That's great, fair enough.
That's good.
And I'd play with it. I think I'd be a good dad.
Yeah, I think you would.
But I wouldn't be the one who's shouting at it.
No.
No.
I
Who would
just
you
like-
get to shout at it? Probably Windsor Davis. He'd be good, wouldn't he? You horrible little man!
Well, you know, I'd tell it the rights and wrong. You don't have to be a really bright person to know the rights and wrong in the world.
No, I think you are bright, Carl.
You are. And at what point in their life would you tell them about the evolution of the baguette? Which you told us.
Or
already.
the story of the bee.
Yes.
That you scored once.
Or the
didn't
two
you?
children. Would you ever get them to meet as maybe like that? They could be godparents. The friends you had at school.
Yeah,
with webbed
the
hands. and-
big heads and
Big
webbed
heads.
They
hands.
weren't my friends.
That weren't friends.
I wish we could track them down.
Oh, that'd be great.
I imagine they're in a zoo. Oh wow.
Or
Yeah.
two big
A safari
jars.
park, yeah.
Two big jars. Industrial strength jars. Oh dear.
Man.
Guess what?
Go on.
This is one of our last shows. We're going away, I'm afraid, on the 4th of May, isn't it?
I can't remember.
That's our last show, the 4th of May.
Yeah, not forever.
I brought a downer on the whole thing then,
Yeah.
didn't I? There's people cheering. Well, guess who's taken over from us? And I found this out. I was watching Liquid News the other night.
Right.
No one had called me. Zoe Ball.
Well, she's a good presenter, but is this confirmed?
I don't know. Should I have said that?
Is this true?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah, you've done it now.
Yeah.
She was in the other day. You watched it on the telly, so
Yeah.
But what annoys me is, this is rather like when we got, according to last week's Media Guardian, we got rapped for saying the word cock on the radio. And, what we never did we? We had to read that on the internet. No one ever told us
That just slipped out of your mouth, didn't it?
What's that, cock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
And, now we don't even get told face to face that Zoe Ball's gonna take over.
yeah, but it was only like sorted out the other day, and then when I saw you,
We're allowed to say
yesterday-
ball, aren't we?
Yeah, when I saw
Right.
you yesterday, I said, yeah, it's.
So we're not allowed to say.
Oh,
No. I'm not going to say the word, and we're not going to say. We're not allowed to say the. We are allowed to say the male bird is a cock. We're not allowed to say the other one, but we are allowed to say ball.
yeah.
What if her and her dad, Bobby, would we be able to say a pair of balls? Would we be able to say that? And I don't know.
I don't think he's part of the deal. So you don't need to.
In fact, if she's listening, call in and confirm it. We'd let her on the air, won't we? As long as she doesn't swear.
Yeah, don't be rude.
Yeah, don't be rude, Zoe.
Lou.
Yeah.
Don't be cheap, basically.
Better warn as well not to leave too much nothing lying around, because it'll be gone. Especially if it's skag.